We've already discovered how safe, relaxed driving depends upon looking ahead, judging the situation and planning our moves before we make them. The same basic rule, of course, applies to night driving too, but we need to have a look at the different techniques involved. Wherever we drive, our planning is guided by the road conditions, the warning signs, and the clues that we observe. In daylight, we can see them all clearly. We see the motorway leading to the city, the crossovers, the small streets leading to the motorway, and the movement of the traffic itself. Driving to the city on a day like this, we would observe all these factors and adjust our planning and movements accordingly. At night, the same roads exist. The same kind of traffic flows along them. But all we can see is lights, some static, some moving. We can only assess and judge the situations if we can properly read the clues which the lights provide. Moving lights trace the path of the roads, and so do street lights where they exist. A city glow in the sky tells us that we're approaching an area where the traffic is likely to be dense. In fact, so far we've discovered that there will be fewer real observations to guide our driving plans. We will have to depend more upon the correct interpretation of clues to tell us what to do. We can't afford to miss any of these clues. So for night driving particularly, it's essential to keep the windscreen clean inside and out. And while we're at it, we wipe the headlamp lenses. Dirt on them reduces their effectiveness. Just because it's dark, we don't skip the pre-driving check of seating position, controls and instruments, driving mirrors and seatbelt. If anything, the extra concentration we'll need for night driving demands special care of these important details. With the headlights switched to high beam, we have a clearly lit area well ahead of the car. If we feel tempted to increase speed, we must allow for the fact that visibility will be reduced when we have to dip our lights for approaching traffic. And we have to remember the possibility of being dazzled by oncoming headlights. Always avoid looking directly at oncoming lights. It's better to look towards the left-hand side of the road while remaining aware of approaching traffic out of the corner of the eye. Reflections in the driving mirrors from the lights of cars behind are almost as dazzling as the lights from oncoming cars. If we're following another vehicle, we think about this and dip our lights. We need to be particularly careful about overtaking at night. We can't see as far ahead as we can in daylight. We dip our headlights, then prepare to pass in the usual way using the system of car control. We move over, then flash our lights as a warning to the driver ahead that we intend to overtake. If we feel uncertain about the road ahead, we pull back and wait.
Check the mirrors, signal. Moving out. Cancel the indicator. Put the lights up to high beam to warn the other driver, then back to low beam. Double lines ahead, check the mirrors, give a left indicator signal and move back to the left side of the road. Cancel the signal. Stay a safe distance behind the other car. The double lines are braking, the brake's on my side. Check the mirrors and to give a signal. Pull out. Cancel the signal. And to warn the other driver, put the lights up, down, up and down. All clear, accelerate past. Now we're alongside, lights go up to high beam, checking mirrors to see we're safely past. signal, and get back to the left side of the road. Cancel the signal.
If it's suitable to travel at the same speed as a vehicle ahead, we stay a safe distance behind him, our safety space or cushion of air, and we let him do the guiding. It's much easier. His headlights will light up the road well ahead, and his braking lights and indicators will warn us of turns and dangers ahead before we have to encounter them ourselves. In the built-up areas, we come into the influence of street lighting conditions. But their illumination is patchy, and we have to drive with our lights dipped. So we really have to concentrate on the road. Although the street lights tell us that the road is straight, we can't see the full distance because our lights on low beam are not strong enough. Also, street and shop lighting and signs tend to distract our attention and affect our eyes more as we get towards the centre of town. The ever-changing light patterns make our eyes work harder. In the direct glare of lights and signs, traffic and pedestrians may appear only as silhouettes. It's a good example of the use of clues rather than direct information. It reminds us that we must keep alert, look ahead, and plan our moves. We're likely to feel tired when driving home after work or late at night when we've been visiting friends. We need to be particularly careful. On a long drive, tiredness can soon become sleepiness, and this is very dangerous. At the first sign of drowsiness, we must stop the car, get out, and relax. We stretch the limbs, rest the eyes, move around a bit. Any change from the now familiar driving posture helps to make us alert and ready to drive on again. Night driving is more complicated than driving during the day. Some of the signs and clues are different. Driving in the dark requires more concentration. However, if we use the rules, all of them, intelligently adapted to suit the changed conditions, night driving presents no problems which cannot be surmounted confidently following a little practical experience on the road.